Hey everyone, welcome back to the show. We're here today with our Friday review. Excited that we could close the week together, that we're going to go over all of the new research. You'll definitely want to stay tuned for some really interesting research on a natural food or beverage that can help to lower blood pressure, clinically proven, as well as really listening or not listening to a lot of the experts when they tell us about the origins of human civilization. Definitely stay tuned. Check out that as well. I've got a great book here that I want to review for you, for anybody that's looking to transform their body or get into some resistance training. This is the starting point for that. And then, of course, I shouldn't say of course, but I said it would be coming on Instagram if you follow me along on Instagram. On my stories, I've been using a specific type of outdoor barbecue to cook food at a lower temperature. So you'll be able to kind of see how that's been over the past month. Happy to bring you that as well. But before we get to those particular topics, I always love to give you what's been going on over the past week. Honestly, so much has. I talked about this on the Motivation and Mindset Monday. I don't typically lose a good night's sleep. I usually get great sleep at night. Very grateful for that, because up until I was about 26, 27 years old, I never slept. I literally got maybe like 4 hours of sleep at night, maybe, because it would take me 3, 4 or more hours to actually fall asleep. All of that changed when I was able to implement healing my body, which was fantastic. Again, I talked about that much of the past week, but also, you know, like I've learned how to really work on my mindset as well. And it's, again, I can see some people are, again, there's always the genetic component, but genetics should never be your destiny. We inherit things, but that doesn't have to be our destiny, right? So my mom, really active mind, myself, very active mind, hard to kind of flip the off switch. I've learned how now, and I can tell not my oldest daughter, but my youngest daughter, she has difficulty turning her mind off at night as well. It has to do with the levels of dopamine that you produce, your cortisol levels, etc. Anyway, I'm happy I was able to figure it out in both physiologically and psychologically. So now I'm helping my daughter. She's only 6 years old, turning 7, but she won't have to deal with a lifetime of insomnia like I did. So I don't even know where that's coming from, but it is leading into my topic of the week, because we are going to be doing some big things towards the end of this year with EquiLife. And I know many of you who listen to this show are part of the EquiLife health community. There are tens of thousands of people from all around the world that do a functional medicine detox with us, that are on the daily foundational protocol, level 2 or level 3, like I am, that use the immunity protocol, that follow the CBO protocol for their gut, that do the at-home lab tests. And it's absolutely fantastic. I mean, this is basically what we've been doing for years, and we were able to then open source online at EquiLife for anybody anywhere in the world. They can now run their own labs. They can get access to protocols that would typically only be available inside of a private functional medicine or integrative health-based practice. But we're going to be expanding. We really are. We're going to be helping a lot more people through some very interesting industry firsts. So we're going to be hiring about a dozen health coaches on our EquiLife team over the next year. So what we want to do is, we obviously are looking not just for EquiLife to be able to expand and help more people, but we know that's going to be part of the process. We are also teaching over 4,000 integrative health practitioners how to help people all over the world as well. So my goal is to help, of course, our team, but not treat our IHPs any different. So what we're doing is we're really teaching all of that, of course, inside of IHP for anybody who's interested in becoming a certified health coach, working with people virtually all over the world. We have, over 4,000 IHPs now, but we are going to be running our very first clinical internship. It is all virtual, so anybody anywhere in the world can do it, but it's going to be for level 2s, and it's going to be for people that want to learn how to actually practice virtually, helping people using at-home functional medicine lab tests, clinical, scientific, proven protocols, and really walking them through this process to healing just like we do. So we are going to be inviting 4 to 6 interns. It will be for a 4-month internship, beginning mid-July. So that's when the application process will start, and we will choose 4 to 6. The qualification has to be that you are IHP level 2 certified. But we're super excited about this because it's my goal, not just internally. This is an opportunity for us to really bring in some IHPs who really want to take it to the next level. But it's to teach more and have all of our IHPs be able to share this message with people all over the world. And even if you're not an IHP, of course, that you're able to get access to the same protocols and the same labs without having to ask your doctor, that we can just open source this to you. And so super excited about that. I can't give it all away. I hope that you're blown away when we're able to do this towards the end of this year. All right, so that's the big update. And I have one more update before we get to what's going on EquiLife, and that is my team let me know that we are going to be working, as we are expanding, we're going to be working with influencers and ambassadors over at EquiLife and IHP. So if you are someone listening to this and you have over 10,000, let's say, followers on Instagram, and you are interested in being a part of our ambassador-based team to spread the message, not to sell, but to actually spread the message of how we are trying to teach people that you have a second chance in life. No matter what you've been diagnosed with, no matter what you told is genetic and can't be fixed, we want to be able to share a message of hope and healing. That first, we need to figure out what's the underlying root cause. What are your toxicities and what are your deficiencies? We can figure that out very easily, right? We can show you it, and then we're going to have the protocols developed to help you with the rest of that as well. So if you are someone that shares our message and mission of hope and healing, just email. You can actually email my team, support@stephencabral.com, and just put in the subject line influencer. And even if you have, let's say 5,000 followers, but you have really great engagement, people love what you have to say, email our team, and we'd be happy to get back in touch. All right, that is that for those updates. Again, I love being able to spread the message. That's, of course, what this podcast is all about. So once again, I'm going to keep thanking you. Thank you so much for leaving a review for this show on your favorite media player like iTunes, and for subscribing to the show. It's really been helping tremendously, and so I appreciate you. The last item that I want to get to before we get into our podcast recap and all of the different reviews for the week is we wanted to share with you that we are going on over at EQUI.LIFE, EquiLife, that's our company. We are offering our semi-annual sale. There's about 1 week left, and it's up to 25% off store-wide. Sometimes there's even better deals. So my team has really run away with it this year, which is great. I really don't have anything to do with that part of it, but they are doing all sorts of fun things over there. We are not the type of company to do like a lot of, wild, silly things, anything like that. We consider ourselves a pretty, I guess I don't want to say that we're like too uptight or anything like that, but we really focus on, hey, here's how we help people get well. Here's how we help them lose the weight. Here's how we work on anti-aging. But my team said, listen, we need to loosen up a little bit during the semi-annual sale, have some fun. And so that's what we're doing over on the website. And I said, listen, go for it. It's a great idea. It is fun. It's summer. We've all been literally in lockdown for the past 18 months. Let's have some fun. So I gave them the go ahead, listen, have some fun, go for it, give people great discounts, let them get what they've always wanted to at up to 25% off. Minimum is 10%. Usually up to 25%, and sometimes even more depending on the day. So check it out if you haven't been back today at EQUI.LIFE. All right, podcast recap for the week. This week was just a wild week of podcasts. In my office, it's literally been 100 degrees all week, big heat wave. I'm recording actually in Maine. And I don't have AC. I'm in an old mill building. It's absolutely beautiful. I love it. It's quiet. It's quaint. Love it, but no AC. And it only happens once a summer, maybe twice maximum, but it is like a sauna in here. The nice thing is I sweat all day long. It's good for my health. The bad thing is I sweat on camera all day long. So, but it's okay. We don't have to be perfect on camera. That's how I look at it. And certainly I don't. And I don't think that's what people expect from me. But we've had a fun week. We really have. So on Monday was how to keep the main thing the main thing. I shared with you one of my favorite posts that I've ever read from social media. That was episode 1984, 1985. The next day was essentially, what should be your biggest meal of the day? Definitely check that one out. So I gave you a reason basically for all of them, but then I gave you the best science and Ayurvedic wisdom behind which one it absolutely should be. And then on Wednesday, which was episode 1986, we went how to control cravings and feel less hungry. That was a big one. I know that's going to help hopefully a lot of people. And yesterday was the highly anticipated Oura Ring versus Apple Watch. Which one wins? Which one should you choose? Definitely check out that show. That was by popular demand as well. I've been wearing the Apple Watch for about 6 weeks, the Oura Ring for about 3 years. So you'll get my, I think, a pretty good insight from someone who actually wears these things and loves it, of which one is best. All right, so that is it. Definitely check that out. All podcasts available at stephencabral.com/podcasts. Now let's dive into the show. I've been posting on social media. I'm sure I'll be doing it almost every weekend. So I use my grill typically on the weekends, once on Saturday, once on Sunday. I love grilling, just not a lot of time during the week, but sometimes I'll get out there and I'll do it once a week as well. So what do I cook on my grill? Well, I cook fish, I cook veggies, I will cook meat. I cooked elk and venison last weekend for a bunch of people. And that's it. And every once in a while, we'll do grass-fed burgers. We'll do turkey burgers. Those definitely take longer to cook, I found, than for whatever reason, than the regular burgers. But this year, I decided, because I've had the same grill for 5 years, it worked perfectly fine. It was propane, and it was really breaking down. And then over the winter, the grill tipped over during a storm and just destroyed it. It was on its way out anyways. Very happy to get a new grill. I purchased a Traeger Grill. I'm going to link up the exact one that I got. I got the non-Wi-Fi one. I just try to cut down on Wi-Fi as much as possible. And the truth is, you still get the 2 meat probes, which I love, or for fish, or for whatever you'd like. And the great thing about it is that you have 2 probes, and you can put it in like your thickest piece of meat and then your thinnest piece. And like you could do that for whatever, like kids burgers or whatever you're doing. And you can take them off at the appropriate time. So if you want medium rare, you're cooking it till about 135 degrees. Of course, for pork, or if you're ever cooking bear or something like that, you need to cook that all the way through, about 165 for 3 minutes minimum. I know a lot of people will say, no, you don't have to. Trust me, you don't want to get trichinosis, okay? So if you're cooking pork, don't cook it medium rare. But anyway, so the nice thing is you get the 2 probes, they get right connected. You just press the probe button and we'll tell you where you're at. But why did I get a Traeger? Well, it's traditionally known as a smoker. You can get it up to, it says about 425, 450. I've never been able to get it up that high. Mine gets to maybe 375. Still plenty hot enough if you want to cook meat or burgers or whatever you'd like. I actually have a fun one to share with you, and I'll talk about that in just one second, or for what I cooked on a Sunday morning for everyone. So what I want to share with you is this, okay? It is a great grill. I like being able to cook at lower temperatures for a longer period of time, because you're typically going to get less carcinogens, less acrylamides. If there's less burnt pieces to the food, I know a lot of people love that. Listen, I get it. It is tasty. Here's the thing, though. The more burnt food that you eat, the more acrylamides you're taking in, the more carcinogens it is, the greater chance for health issues, right? Greater chance potentially for cancer and for a lot of other inflammatory-based issues, free radicals, advanced glycation end products, etc. So I like being able to cook. I typically am cooking around 220 degrees. And I'm cooking for hours rather than for 20 or 30 minutes. So it's a slow cook, which means the meat or the fish comes out very tender, which I think is fantastic. And so far, everybody's liked it. So I really have great things to say about it. It's not going to be your traditional grill. If you like to sear things, what I've found is that I bought cast iron griddles, separate, big cast iron griddles. You put the cast iron on, you can heat it up, and then you can definitely like reverse sear it. Basically, you can cook at a low temperature for a couple hours, take it off, crank the heat on the Traeger, and then put it back on to sear at the end. You could also do it in the beginning if you wanted to. You could sear and then take it off and then turn the temperature down and then put it in for a couple hours. So I'm not a chef. I don't pretend to be one, but I have some fun cooking, and anybody can have some fun cooking. You just look up online recipes. So that's that. All sorts of different wood types you can get. And yes, smoke is a carcinogen. but so is propane gas, so is charcoal-based fumes, and so are flames making your food a little burnt. So it's kind of like pick one. I find the smoky one to be a little less egregious, and regardless, it's a couple times a week, and then we're overall enjoying the process too. All right, the last thing I was going to share with you is this. Well, two things actually. Ayurveda always recommended, they would cook for 4 to 6 hours when I was in India at all clinics, their food. Always low heat, typically in ceramic-based pots, and they would cook for low heat for hours. And they said it kept the most nutrition in the food, created less oxidation, less acrylamides, and again, they knew back then, and I agree. So the last thing is we had some fun. I have those griddles, the cast iron that I put inside the grill itself, and I made my infamous, we won't call them famous, gluten-free, dairy-free pancakes for everybody on Sunday morning with wild Maine blueberries. So that was a lot of fun. I could cook it right outside. We had like 15 people up, and so everybody could eat right around the picnic table outside. So a lot of fun. All right, book review for the week. That was the product review for the week, and I will link that up today at stephencabral.com/1988, the one that I have that is non-Wi-Fi for your fish or meat probes. But again, of course, you could get the Wi-Fi one if you chose to get it right on your phone. All right, today's book review is called The Resistance Training Revolution, the No Cardio Way to Burn Fat and Age-Proof Your Body in Only 60 Minutes a Week by Sal DiStefano, who is the co-founder of Mind Pump. I don't know that our second interview has come out yet, but I was on, the guys over at Mind Pump were nice enough to have me on again. And we always have great conversations. Honestly, I think we talked for like a little over an hour. It felt like 10 minutes. It's like I'm hanging out with my friends and we're talking about working out. We're talking about nutrition. We're talking about gut health. We're talking about, the latest fads. And the nice thing is with Sal and his team, which is Doug, Justin, and Adam, all great guys. I got to actually meet them in person in San Jose a couple of years back. Really amazing team. Is that they're really no nonsense, like a lot of my friends in the fitness-based industry, and they don't go with the fad. They're going to try to present to you both sides and what they believe is right. And so what Sal did was he wrote a no-nonsense book, and I love the length of it, 225 pages. I'm going to try to write shorter books in the future. This is a great length. And it also takes you through 3 different foundational workouts. So I believe he has basically a body weight workout, maybe some bands in there. He has a dumbbell, and then he has a full home gym, which has like a barbell in it. So it's basically come in with just a band that you can get online. You can go to stephencabral.com/resources, and you can find workout bands there. Dumbbells, you can go to stephencabral.com/resources again, and you can look at the adjustable dumbbells and kettlebells that I recommend. And then he has a full gym workout there as well. But basically what Sal does is he gives you the 2 most important pieces of transforming your body, which is nutrition and it's exercise. And both are no nonsense. And I would say it's beginner level to maybe advanced beginner, intermediate. And it is a great program to help you progress in, like you said, only 60 minutes a week. Because I'll tell you this, in an ideal world, we would love people to work out 5 days a week. We would love for somewhere around 30 to 40 minutes. You've got 3 days of resistance training, and then you've got like 2 days of cardio or high intensity intervals, or sprint interval training or something like that, or maybe endurance cardio as well. There's a time and place for that. But not everybody has that. So if you're looking for somewhere around 3 20-minute workouts per week or so, 2 30-minute workouts a week, you're going to get some great programs in here from Sal, plus the nutrition that's going to help give you that boost as well to transform your body. So if you've been doing just cardio for the past 3 months, 6 months, 12 months, and you're not happy with your results, I'm telling you right now, it is because you haven't added resistance training to your program. With resistance training, you don't have to lift super heavy weight. And although you're not going to get results overnight, the results you get actually boost your metabolism essentially permanently as long as you don't stop. So with cardio, you get fixed results at that moment in time, the amount of calories that you burned, and sometimes it's actually detrimental if you start to lose muscle mass. With the resistance training, you don't get results that day, you get them over time, although it can help with glucose absorption and much more. So definitely check it out. Recommend it by Sal DiStefano, The Resistance Training Revolution, and I will link to it, and I'm sure you'll be able to find it everywhere books are sold. All right, now on to our research for the week. I love being able to bring you, again, things that we've always said have worked, but now we have more medical research behind it, because why not? Let's give people the medical research so they say, okay, interesting. Why has my medical doctor never told me about this? Because new discovery, new, right? I got that in air quotes, new, because we knew about it 6,000 years ago, but let's just pretend. Let's play along with conventional medicine. This came out of the University of California, Irvine, about 3 months ago on March 8th. New discovery explains anti-hypertensive properties of green and black tea. And it says, a new study of the University of California, Irvine, shows that compounds in both green and black tea relax blood vessels by activating ion channel proteins in the blood vessel wall. The discovery helps explain the anti-hypertensive, which means it helps to lower blood pressure, properties of tea, and could lead to the design of new blood pressure lowering medications. This always blows my mind, the last line. Okay, we need to create somehow an anti-hypertensive medication when we already know the green or black tea works. I'm like, tell people they can use green tea along with healthy nutrition to lower their blood pressure. We don't need the medication. Nature already provided, right? So again, and the crazy thing is, I can't even say that this is a treatment protocol, nor would I really. I mean, high blood pressure has underlying root causes, and it's typically sodium to potassium imbalances, lower levels of magnesium, hardening of the arteries, which green tea is helping with here, many other issues, right? So again, I've talked about this before, but what is this doing? Well, the actual proteins, so the proteins inside of green tea, I know that there's not, you don't think of green tea or black tea as protein. I get it, but there's proteins in essentially all edible living things. So when you eat them, they help to relax the blood vessels. So you no longer get the constricted arteries, you get them to relax a bit, right? So I'm going to link this up if you want to check out how many cups a day, but really just having 2-3 cups a day. I would recommend more of green tea than black tea, because you're going to get the theobromine, the not quite as severe spike from the caffeine, and you get also all the other great anti-cancer-based properties of this as well. So that's that. Great research study right there. And the next one, this was one that I just wanted to pass along to you. Again, I'm always reading research every single day. And I would just want to share this with you, and then I'll give you my thoughts. So Dragon Man fossil may replace Neanderthals as our closest relative. This literally just came out a week ago, so you may not have heard about it. A near perfectly preserved ancient human fossil known as the Harbin cranium sits in the museum in Hebei GEO University. Hebei, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly. The largest of the Homo skulls, scientists now say this skull represents a newly discovered human species named Homo longi, or Dragon Man. Their findings suggest that the Homo sapien longi lineage may be our closest relatives and may reshape our understanding of human evolution. I will link up the 3 studies on this. The skull was originally found in the 1930s in China. And it talks about a thicker skull, thicker eyebrows, larger teeth, square eye sockets, and the person's skull was believed to be about 50 years old. I bring this up for you for this reason. Whenever someone says to you, this is how humans evolved, this is what humans ate, this is what humans did, we have no idea. I want to be honest with you. I'm always honest with you. And I'm always unbiased. And I consider myself a scientist. I never went back to get my PhD. Don't feel I need it. I'm happy with my degrees. But I do a lot of research. And I always let the science lead the way. We don't know how humans evolved, okay? And now, again, some people will say that there was no evolution. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm not saying that. We have no idea. So what I'm saying is, let's go by what we do know. The last 6,000 years of recorded history, Ayurvedic medicine, we know so much of how people did evolve. We certainly know the last 10 to 12,000 years. Let's start to look at realistically what humans should be eating, what should they not, how should they be moving, those types of things. And thank you so much. Have a great weekend. My time is up, but I'll be back tomorrow on our first house call of the weekend. Take care, everyone.